and I bring to you greetings from my boss, Brigadier General Andrew Salas. He really wanted to be here today, but he got called away for another event. So that means you have the opportunity to listen to me. I hope I do well. I spoke with most of our veterans. I didn't get all of you, but I spoke with most of you, so I hope I do a pretty decent job, okay? I did a little research as I started preparing for this speech on former POW Recognition Day. I don't remember it as a young child. Seems to me like I should have remembered it. I come from a family where military service is part of what we do. Every generation has had somebody that served in the military. My family had 2 young men killed in Vietnam, my Uncle Frank, my mom's uncle, and my dad's cousin Francis Xavier. We always remembered Memorial Day, Independence Day, Veterans Day, but I couldn't remember POW Recognition Day, former POW Recognition Day. Seems like I should remember that day as well. Apparently until July 18th, 1979, no commemoration was held to honor America's POWs and MIAs, those returned and those still missing and unaccounted for in our nation's wars. I'm glad that our elected leaders corrected that issue. National POW MIA Recognition Day ceremonies are held throughout the nation and around the world on military installations, ships at sea, state capitals, schools, churches, national veteran and civic organizations, and police and fire departments. The POW MIA flag is flown, and the focus is to ensure that America remembers its responsibility to stand behind those who serve our nation and do everything possible to account for those who did not return. I look forward to reading the President's proclamation this year on April 9th, National Former Prisoner of War Recognition Day. It is an incredibly important day for our citizens and for those of us that are still serving in the military men and women. This Saturday, the New Mexico National Guard will be helping commemorate April 9th, 1942. This is the date in World War II where the largest number of prisoners of war were taken in our nation's history. Many of those POWs were from the New Mexico National Guard's 205 15th Coast Artillery. And as I heard, I know I at least have 2 of those gentlemen that are sitting here in the front row. So that's what we'll be doing on Saturday, is to remember that. Our former POWs, the gentlemen here, and their men and ladies that are former POWs, agreed voluntarily, or in many cases by complying with a draft notice, to answer their nation's call. In the performance of that duty, they were subjected to internment, and God only knows what other horrors: torture, isolation, separation from their family, hard labor. That list can go on and on. I spent many hours interviewing some of our former World War II POWs. The purpose of my interviews was not so much to know what they endured while they were prisoners of war, because honestly, I don't think there's any way we can comprehend that, those of us that did not suffer that fate. But more, I was trying to understand what helped them survive. The men and women that are our former POWs all have very individual stories. There is no way to accurately talk about their experience as a collective group. But I'll share a couple of things that I did learn from some of them. For many of them, their faith in God helped them survive the ordeals that they suffered. For many of them, thoughts of their loved ones back home helped them endure. For many of them, their will to fight was never taken from them as they secretly sabotaged the military efforts of their captors. For some of them, their upbringing in rural America helped them endure the hardship of captivity. But I believe for all of them, it was no